Hey everyone, this is Austin Wallace and welcome back to the AW Reviews YouTube channel. It has been 11 months since I filmed my last YouTube video. Life has gotten a little busy. Sometimes things don't always get filmed, but in that time, as you can now see, the truck has changed just a little bit. So this video is going to be explaining all the mods I've done in the last 11 months since I last filmed and posted. We're going to go over every little thing I've done to the truck since then, and basically what the plan is going forward as well. But we are close to how I want it looking in terms of the build route I'm taking. And as you can see, just by the appearance, I've made this into a baby Raptor build as close as I can get. It is a 2.7 liter EcoBoost baby Raptor build, and other than front suspension and some other little things here and there, it is as close I can get to a Raptor without paying the $70,000 or more price tag for one from the dealership. And yes, you can get used ones, but even right now, all the used ones that are decent have quite a high amount of miles on them, and this truck still has pretty low miles on it, so I'm gonna have to keep upgrading it to make it look like one without actually getting one, but one day. But yeah, I want to welcome you guys all back. Thanks for sticking with me. If you all have been keeping up with the channel, I appreciate all the likes and some new subscribers that I've got even while I've been away from the channel. Now that things have slowed down a little and I have the truck where I want it, I'm going to try to get back to the channel and answer more comments the best that I can. Sometimes I don't always get alerts from when people comment, so I try to check back and remind myself to do that whenever I can. But from this point going forward, I'm going to try my best to get back to everyone as soon as possible. Alright guys, so let's get into it. So since Lone Star Throwdown, which was around 3 months ago, that was the last YouTube short I posted. That was basically still my old setup. In that time I would have had the LED Raptor grill installed, but I still would have had my old wheels and tires on there, my GFX TR12s, which have now been sold and gone. So a completely new wheel setup, completely new tire setup. Some other little things here and there that I'll show you all that I didn't show in the short that day, just because it was Lone Star Throwdown here in Texas. It was crazy, lots of people. I was just trying to throw a short out there and get something posted as soon as I could. Hopefully next year, now that I have the truck really where I want it, especially by that time, I'm going to try to make a full YouTube series over that 3-day event. And hopefully that'll be a lot better for y'all to kind of witness what it's like if y'all have never been to a Lone Star Throwdown. They're absolutely awesome, and I was so honored to be in it this year. But yeah, let's get into it. So like I said, Raptor grill, that's the same since the short. But let's get to the tire setup here. So the new tire setup, I got these. So these are OEM Raptor wheels. I believe these ones came off of a 2018, if I'm not mistaken. So the tires are not what comes stock on those rims, but the rims are stock OEM from Ford. They are beadlock capable. Most people think this gray ring is a beadlock. It actually isn't. It's a fake one, but you can buy them from Ford. I don't think they actually make them in black though. They only make them in chrome or orange, which I'm not a fan of either. I like the gray or black. So maybe if they come out with a black one day, I'll invest and get a beadlock. But for now, I think the gray fake ones look good. I mean, they kind of tie in with the little, other little things I have here and there that are kind of gray. So they're fine for what I need them for. But the rims are a 17-inch, and I believe they're 8.5 wide or 9. Not exactly sure on the width, but the tires that I got here on them are Goodyear Territory MTs, and there are 315/70/17. And like I said, I bought this set used off of Facebook Marketplace, and the tires, as you can see, have lots of tread life left. And I actually ended up picking up the set for $900 with TPMS sensors already in them. So killer deal. They're not the tires I wanted on there. I really was trying to find the set with the BF Goodrich KO2s, which is the stock tire that comes on the Raptors from the factory. Those are the ones I wanted, and those are the tires I still want. But for now, honestly, I've had this setup on here for about, like I said, just over 3 months, and I have nothing but good things to say about these tires. These tires are actually quite popular when you look at them out in the world. They come stock in the Ram TRX from the factory, a few GM vehicles, and I believe they also come stock on the Bronco Sasquatch, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but So yeah, like I said, I've had nothing but good things about them. They're super smooth, they ride really good. They're a bit of a softer tire. I think they're an 8 or a 7 ply, so they ride a little bit softer. My old Ridge Grapplers were pretty darn hard because they were a 10 ply, which is good for durability, but they didn't ride as good. They were a little bit louder, and so these ones have just been a lot better overall quality in terms of the ride. The only thing, and I've heard this from some other people too, is the way they wear. These ones, I get them rotated very often. So they're wearing pretty decent right now, but I have heard some things about how they wear kind of unevenly, so I'm gonna have to keep an eye on that. But like I said, they still have plenty of tread left, easily over 85% tread, so I'm gonna just keep them on here for now. And then, you know, when the time is right, I think I'll pull the trigger and probably get the BF Goodrich KO2s. Just in a 35. I don't think I'll go bigger than a 35 for this 2.7 in terms of it not being tuned yet, as I don't have a tune on it. So maybe eventually I'll go 37s. At that point, I'd probably have to get at least a 4-inch lift, which maybe is in the works, but I really like the way the truck is sitting right now in terms of a Raptor stance. So yeah, like I said, either BF Goodrich KO2, or I might even look into the new KO3s, since now a lot more tire shops are starting to get those in. So yeah, that's the wheel and tire setup there. Like I said, 17-inch trim, 315/70/17, and they clean up nice. I mean, they're super clean looking setup. The rims that I got for these things are basically mint, close to brand new looking. So let's move on. The next thing I would have done, which I don't think I had done in my last YouTube video, I think I had it done in the short, but I did upgrade all of the badges on the truck. All my old ones were chrome. I've now got all matte badges on the whole entire truck. And that whole entire route of me taking the Raptor approach in terms of how I wanted to look basically started when I got the grill. Once I got the grill, I saw how dark it was. I loved the matte finish, and at that point I'm like, you know what, I might as well go all the way and black everything out on this truck, because Raptors don't have any chrome on them whatsoever. So I figured I'd go that route. So both side badges have been replaced. So the matte ones still say XLT, but they're matte. And then in that process, I Plastadipped my EcoBoost badges to match the matte finish as best as possible. So both those on each side have been done. I also got new darker sport badges. My old ones were a little bit more chromy looking, so I got darker ones to kind of fit the look. Looked really good. Then I also had a chrome American flag. If y'all saw that in my other videos, it was chrome. I got a new black one, and I really love how it kind of is a ghosted out look. You can only see it from certain angles, which I think is super cool. My rear symbol was already Plastadipped, but I ended up Plastadipping the whole thing, so that way there was no more chrome left on it. So that's been done. And then there's that last matte badge that comes in the set from eBay, is where I got that badge set. I think the whole set was about $33 with shipping. And then last but not least, I fully Plastadipped my Texas Edition badge. And with that Plastadip sealant, it really helps keep that finish on there. I know a lot of people have problems with Plastadip because they either don't do it correctly, but that UV sealant really helps it last. So there's the back of the truck and what it's looking like. So if you can spot it, I'm gonna try to center the camera on it. Some more little details I've done in the last few months. This was around the Christmas time. I ordered Ford Performance license plate frames from Amazon, and I believe both of them shipped for about $40. These are just the plastic ones. You can get really expensive ones, but they're metal. Don't get me wrong, they look amazing, but I didn't really feel like paying over $100 for license plate frames. And I like just the little red accent it shows in the Ford Performance. I think that's a nice touch. And then right beneath it, I had to go with the kind of program, I guess you can say, and I got the Ford Performance hitch cover as well. And this I got directly from Ford, right from the dealer. They used to be on Amazon at the time I was ordering them. They were currently out of stock, so I just went to the dealer, and I believe it was 30 bucks. So I'm sure there's a better way to spend 30 bucks, but I liked it, finished the look, made it clean, so I got it. There's another sport badge there. So heading back up to the front here, a couple other little mods I've done. And again, you'd really have to go back and look at my other YouTube videos to notice the differences. See if y'all can point it out. There and there. So I've upgraded my fog lights, completely new housing, as well as my mirror turn signals. So these new fog lights are courtesy from American Trucks. I actually got them from American Trucks on a winning bid on their site. So these are Z off-road fog lights. They're super, super bright, and I wanted them because they were more of a smoked housing, which these are a clear housing, but because of basically the whole entire inside housing being matte black, it kind of gives it that smoked look. And so the old housings of the fog lights, the factory ones, are very chromy and flashy, and I wanted something that was darker. So I got these, which they're kind of more a horizontal beam that comes this way, and I actually think they're almost as bright as my C-Light LED bulbs in these headlights. They are insanely bright. I do get flashed all the time, I will say that. When I have everything on, when I have my low beams on with the daytime running light and those on, I get flashed all the time. They're probably at least 3,000 or 4,000 K coming out of them for light output. So they are bright, but they are amazing for driving at night. I can see everything, especially in the ditches. They have a really wide spread, which is really impressive for a fog light. So I'd highly recommend those Z off-road fog lights. I think the pair was about 49 bucks, and they've been fantastic. So I cannot have enough good things to say about those. So really finished off the front of the truck. Super, super aggressive, and I love it. Love the blacked out look. And yes, I know those plates are super bright white. Within the next year, when I go to register this truck again, when I renew it, I will be getting black plates. I'm not sure if I'm going to customize it yet to say what I want, because it's kind of expensive when you do it that way to pay each year. I'd really like it to say Vader27, which is my current Instagram account that I will have linked in my bio, because since my last YouTube video, I have created an Instagram account on this truck that is rapidly growing, and I post content on there a lot more frequently than YouTube. So I will link that Instagram account in this video once it's completed, and y'all can go follow me, please. I promise I post somewhat good content. I promise. So plates are on the way soon. I promise that'll really black out this truck, because I know those white plates are an absolute eyesore. I know. But moving on, these are the mirror turn signals I got, and they are also made by Z Off-Road, the same brand as the fog lights. So they are smoked lens, and what's cool about these is that they're also sequential. So if I use the key here, so that's what it would look like when you are turning. So super cool little touch. Again, blacks it out, makes it look clean. Love it, and I've had nothing but good things to say about those. Zero problem, super easy to install. Well, I shouldn't say super easy. It is a little nerve-wracking to get to those. You actually have to pop this mirror out, which is kind of scary, but there's other YouTube videos showing how to take this out safely without breaking any of the clips that are held in on the center, and I followed those videos. I'm gonna, give a shout out to those guys right now, because the way they took the mirror out, I did it the same way and nothing broke, so I was happy. It just makes some scary noises, and you feel like you're gonna break it when you actually won't if you do it correctly. But other than that, pretty simple install for those. Only took me probably less than an hour for both sides by the time I cleaned everything up on the inside and wiped everything down. So really happy with those as well. And I guess another thing I didn't mention, so these rims from Ford, I believe, are a positive 34 offset, and the tires, I believe, are a 12 wide or 12.5 wide, so they are pretty wide. But if you guys can notice, that doesn't seem what a plus 34 offset would sit like, right? Well, that's actually because I'm currently running, I don't know if y'all can see through the wheels, but I'm actually running a 2-inch KSP wheel spacer on each hub to bump these tires out by about 2 inches, because what's a really good Raptor looking truck if it doesn't have some stance to it? So because of the 34 offset, it really tucked the wheels in a lot under those fenders, which is surprising because compared to a Raptor, it doesn't have that much of a fender, but these sports and a lot of the lariats, they have this plastic trim on here from the factory. This is actually a factory little fender here, and because of that, you can get a bigger tire thinking it'll stick out, and because of the fender, it actually looks like it's in line with it, and it might ruin the look that you're going for if you want more of a stance look. So because of that, when I got these wheels, I immediately didn't like the look of it tucked into the truck, so I threw 2-inch KSB spacers on there. Got them from Amazon, 150 bucks. They have super amazing reviews. I'm just gonna say they're probably not as good as Bora spacers, but Bora spacers are really expensive. And KSP, the ones I got at least, they actually have a warranty on them through Amazon, so if there's anything wrong with them, you can actually send them back and they'll send you some new ones. So really happy with them so far. I've been running them, like I said, for the past 3 months with 0 problems. They've been great. Ride's fantastic. No steering issues, no vibration issues. It rides just like stock. So I've been super happy with those, but that's how it gets more of the stanced look. And to me, that is the absolute perfect amount of wheel poke. Just about 1 inch to 2 inches past the fender. So super happy with that. But moving on, I have a few last mods here that I've done, and they've actually been on the interior. So you should all notice it when I open the door. So I got these from eBay, and these are the replacement Ford Performance door sill plates, and these are exactly the ones that are in a Raptor from the factory. So I had to get those to match the baby Raptor vibe for sure. So those have been great. It's actual metal in there, so I love keeping them clean. That's why I got the format over it, trying to keep them as nice looking as possible. They're fantastic. So I've been super happy with those. And then one of my favorite mods I actually think I have done recently on the interior, in terms of how it ended up looking, was this. So y'all might think that is a Raptor steering wheel, but that's actually a hand-sewn steering wheel cover. So this is a hand-sewn steering wheel cover from Auto Detailing. Sorry, my mistake, East Detailing Company. And you go on their website and you can pick your make and model, and you can select and basically design how you want your steering wheel cover to look. And they ship it to you within a couple weeks. And then they give you detailed instructions, and there's YouTube videos on how to install it to your specific wheel. And you install this wheel cover yourself. So in order to do this, I ended up taking the steering wheel completely out of the truck, took this in my house, devoted some time. They give you everything you need to sew it. You pick your thread, you pick the design, everything you need to do, and you go to town and sew it yourself. So they say it should take anywhere from 2 to 3 hours. It actually took me about 5 hours, and that's because I'm a perfectionist. I need it looking just like how a Raptor steering wheel does. I wouldn't settle for anything less, so I really took my time. They even give you a tuck-in tool to tuck in all the access fabric. So when you look at this wheel, it is very hard to tell that that's actually not, a genuine OEM Raptor wheel. It feels absolutely amazing, and the new wheels in the Raptors, like a 2024 Raptor, are obviously different. They've now gone away with the red sight line marker. It's now like a different kind of pebbly feeling black one. So I don't know why Ford did away with that. I thought the red looked really good, which is why I liked it. So in terms of how I custom made mine, the stitching, the perforation on the sides, the sight line marker, that's exactly how this style of steering wheel would be if you got a 2017 to 2020 Raptor. It's exactly how it was. I looked at multiple Google images, have seen Raptors at the dealership for sale, used ones, and this is exactly how the steering wheel looked. So that's the one I went with. And like I said, I love this steering wheel so much now, because underneath this, I just have the regular leather wrapped XLT steering wheel, nothing fancy. I upgraded the trim to the gray trim that the Raptor also has. I think in the Raptor, it's a little bit lighter silver, but these XLTs kind of more have more of a darker material here. And I believe actually this style of this paneling, this gray paneling, I believe I actually got it from a wrecker out of Kentucky, I want to say. And this style of this gray on the steering wheel actually comes from an XLT Sport. So that would be the ones with the decals on the sides, the red in the seats, the red stitching, and the red gauge cluster. And so that's actually where I got this piece from, because I wanted it to match all of my other gray components. And I don't really know why Ford didn't do that from the factory with these XLTs rather than just making this black. I'm assuming it's probably cost related. But I just think it looks better with the gray matching everything else. And so that was another thing I did a few months back. So like I said, nothing but good things to say about the steering wheel cover, and I believe it was only like maybe $30 or $40, and the materials, the leather itself is amazing. I've had this on here probably since around the January-February time, and I also clean my steering wheel a lot. As you can see, the interior of my truck is spotless. Y'all have already known that if you've seen my other videos of the inside of the truck. I clean the inside of this thing probably almost every day, so it's super clean. But if you maintain it like I have, I've had no issues with any wear. It hasn't come out of place, it hasn't been untucked from places I've tucked it in, no loose stitching. It's been perfect, and it looks almost like an OEM one does, so super happy with that. Moving on, another little detail I guess you can say I've done is this matte gray and black. Come on, focus. There we go, maybe good enough. But is that matte gray and black KGM airbag symbol sticker cover. I made that way longer of a name than I needed to, but basically it's from KGM Decals. You order it, and all it does is just, it's a very adhesive sticker that simply just goes over the blue Ford emblem that's in your steering wheel and your airbag. You can see it's not an exact fit, as you can see. You can still see kind of the blue out ring, which I know it can't be perfect, and I understand that. But in terms of you looking at it straight on, this is not focusing for me today, I apologize. But in terms of looking at it straight on, it gives it that nice blacked out look, which kind of matches the outside of the truck, which is what I was going for, because I do not have any blue on this truck whatsoever. And that is the one thing I do like about all the new F-150s coming out, is that determining on what trim you get. Like for example, if you get a platinum black appearance package or a new Raptor, your symbol already kind of has a blacked out and silver look to it, which I really like that they were doing that now. Obviously they listen to their customers complaining about the blue ones when nothing on the vehicle's blue, so I really like that Ford's doing that now. So yeah, I think that sticker was about $11, shipped to me in a couple days, stuck it on easily. And I don't think the camera's going to focus enough to see it, but it actually has a metallic finish to it. Yeah, it's really not wanting to focus. There we go. So yeah, it actually has a really nice metallic finish to it, which I was super impressed to see in just a sticker decal. So for one of my last mods, I'll hopefully be able to show you. I think it'll actually be better if I show you all from the other side, if this ever decides to focus again. There we go. Move along to this side. And what I'm about to show you is done through ForceScan. It's very easy to do. I'm not the person's YouTube channel to go to if you're looking to do ForceScan mods. There's a whole bunch of other guys who have done ForceScan videos that would be way better than the ones I'd be able to do, just because I'm not super good at editing. So if you want to learn how to use ForceScan, how it works, what it is, go check out their YouTube channels. I can't remember their exact channels, but there's many out there if you search it up. Super easy to find. ForceScan is free if you get the free license key that you renew. I believe it's every 2 months, maybe 3 months, and then you can buy an extended license key as well in order to have it for that full year or possibly more. I just keep renewing it every couple months. It's easier. I'm not using it consistently, but I've learned how to use it really well. It's super fun. You can do a whole bunch of cool stuff to your truck. And again, as you can see, with the Raptor look that I'm going for, if y'all have seen this done before, I'm sure you already know what I'm about to show you. But when I enter my truck now, this is my splash screen. Raptor Ford Performance. So when I first tried to do this mod on ForceScan, it actually showed a Raptor SVT, and it didn't have the grill flashing behind the Raptor logo like that. The reason being is that I was running on Sync 3 version 1. Well, because it was on such an old version, because it's a 2016 truck, it didn't have those new updated splash screens because the software was just too old. It hadn't been updated. Well, all this time I've had this truck, I've had an APIM issue where it hasn't been able to take a new update from Ford via Bluetooth or USB. So what I ended up doing is I went online, found a used OEM APIM that was Sync 3 version 3.4, which is the newest Sync 3 system there is until they went to Sync 4, which is what Ford's using now. And I took apart my whole entire dash, ripped out the old APIM, put on the new APIM. So as of right now, to get that splash screen, and by the way, this just wasn't done for the splash screen, that would be insane. But as of right now, to get that as well, I now have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So I have an Apple CarPlay is amazing. With 3.4, you used to actually have to, and still do, if you have 3.4, you're supposed to be using a cable, and you're supposed to hook up your phone every time you use Apple CarPlay. But my kit that I got, I can't remember the name of the site I got it from. I want to say it was maybe 3D Tech or 3D Tech Systems or something like that. I can't remember the exact name of the place I got the APIM from. I'll try to link it down in the description if I can find it. But you can opt for a wireless Apple CarPlay option. And so what they do to beat Ford's system of having to use your cable is they send you a little carbon fiber box. And all it is, it's a Bluetooth dongle that you connect to the USB port within the dash, in the sliding part of the dash. You leave it in there. So basically when I get in my truck, you know, I turn on my truck, it connects to the vehicle, my phone does. The dongle talks to my phone talks to the dongle, it connects to Apple CarPlay. All this process takes maybe 6 to 7 seconds, and then I have fully wireless Apple CarPlay while driving. It has been phenomenal. I wish I would have done it sooner. Maps is faster. Receiving calls, using Siri for just about everything, it's fantastic. A lot of people that have got maybe cheaper end wireless dongles have complained about lagging issues. I haven't had any issues whatsoever. It's super fast. It's just as fast as it is with a cord. In the future, I could actually take a video of that comparing with a cord and without a cord. To me, I've done it before and I didn't see a difference whatsoever. So it's been great. So having wireless Apple CarPlay, being able to get the Raptor splash screen I wanted, it's been phenomenal. And like I said, I really wish I would have done it sooner. But here we are now, and I've had that new APIM in for about 3 or 4 months now, around the time just before I got my wheels. So the last mod I think I haven't shown yet is my new 5-inch matte exhaust tip. So my old one, I believe, is a 3-inch outlet, 3-inch inlet, 3-inch outlet, chrome tip, serrated tip. And I had to go bigger. I had to go better. I had to go more Raptor. And so Raptors, I believe, it was hard for me to find a direct dimension for the Raptor exhaust tips. Google shows 3, 3.5, 4, 4.5. No one really gave me a straight answer, so I just said screw it and went 5 because why not? I think it looks fantastic. I love just the little bit of poke it has and basically how it's directly in line with the curvature of the body. I think that looks amazing in terms of it kind of being tucked away from the elements. It did make the truck louder, which the truck already sounds fantastic with my Flowmaster exhaust video. Y'all can go check out. Exhaust hasn't changed, still the same, but with that new tip, it even sounds more Raptor-ish, which I gotta love. But yeah, I welded this sucker on myself. My old one was also welded on myself, and so I simply just took a Sawzall, chopped my old one off, MIG'd this new one on, and yeah, super happy with it so far. What I do like is that if there is any carbon deposit from the exhaust, you can't really see it because it's black, whereas with my old chrome one, you would clean it every day, or at least I did because I have OCD and it bothered me. But this one is just a lot cleaner looking, and again, no more chrome on the truck whatsoever. But yeah, guys, I think that's about it for the mods I've done since my last YouTube video. I apologize for the long hiatus that it's been since my last upload. Like I said, life just kind of got busy. But as y'all have seen, in that busy time, I've still managed to upgrade and make the truck how I want it as much as I can. And I still plan to do that. But I'm going to try to make as much content as I can going forward, try to hop on here more, try to get back to y'all as soon as I can. You know, in the comments, let me know if you have any questions, or if you're wondering where I got some of the things, or wondering how to do some of the things. I can try to point you in the direction of what I think is best, or what you know, other YouTubers have posted on their videos of what they think is best. And yeah, I appreciate y'all for tuning back in to the channel, looking to build it going forward. Like I said before, I will try to link my Instagram account. It's Vader_27, I think. No one ever pays attention to their own Instagram account, I don't think, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. But either way, it'll be linked in the description. Appreciate y'all coming back to the channel. I'm gonna sign off for now. Looking forward to loading up some more content as the months go on, and we will see you all next time. Thanks for tuning in.